Ooh, I can go live now. Go. Yo, what's good, For Reals fam? And today, I am going to be putting myself in today's WWE in the universe mode of 2K20. And I'll be putting myself on Raw because that's the weekly wrestling show I watch. And I'm going to see if I'm already added, and it looks like I am. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to be putting myself in today's universe mode. And we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get started on this. Okay, it looks like... Okay, looks like Naomi versus Becky. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. You know what's funny? That these two, or should I say, these four have been going at it ever since, like, these two, or Shayna and Nia won the tag titles. So that makes perfect sense. And I don't mean that sarcastically. Alright. Lucha House Party versus Bray Wyatt and Jeff Hardy. And it looks like Matt's in the corner. Matt's not even in WWE anymore, dude. Okay, R-Truth versus Elias. Mia Yim and Asuka. Berto Carrillo against Jackson Riker. Drew McIntyre and Drew Gulak. Battle of the Drews, I should say. And Miz and AJ Styles. And the Viking Raiders against the New Day. Okay, I am nowhere on this card, so I'm just going to simulate all matches and go from there. New Day won. Becky, tag team champion. The women's tag champions. Bray Wyatt and Hardy. Elias won. Mia Yim won. Jackson Riker. Drew McIntyre. AJ Styles. And... oh, I already said that. Skipping SmackDown, because I don't really care about SmackDown, to be honest. Okay, number 2. Randy Orton and Elias. The Miz and Shane Thorne. Bobby Lashley and Cedric Alexander. Oh, I guess I forgot to... oh well. Looks like I forgot to separate those two. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway. And they're facing Creo and Strowman. Well, that is an odd pairing, I should say. Oh, The Fiend against R-Truth. And Jackson Baszler against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Yo! That's a... dude, that is so realistic. Once again, I am nowhere on the card. Oh crap. I accidentally almost went out of it. So I don't even care who wins at that point. Okay, am I on the card this time? Dude. It looks like I am nowhere to be seen. Right now, skip to Money in the Bank. Let's see what happens there. Alright. Becky Lynch against Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title. Street Profits against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Humberto Carrillo against Bobby Lashley for the title. Daniel Bryan against Roman. Oh, Sasha Banks against Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. Yo, these two literally just just battled each other for that same title at WrestleMania 37. And Bianca ended up winning. She won her first championship, though. Miz against Titus O'Neil. The Viking Raiders against the New Day for the Raw Tag titles. Yo, and the only reason why I still have the New Day as the tag champs is because since AJ Styles and Omos, I think that's what his name is, since they're the Raw Tag Champions, and Omos is not even in this game, so I was like, yeah, might as well keep it at that. Apollo Crews and Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. Cesaro and Kevin Owens. AJ Styles against Sheamus for the US title. Baron Corbin against Seth Rollins. Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay. I am nowhere to be seen still. But, let's see. Oh, Becky is the new Raw Women's Champion. Ziggler and Rude win. Carrillo is the new WWE champion, yo. Roman Reigns, sadly. Bianca Belair still remains SmackDown Women's Champion. Miz beat Titus. New Day are still the tag champs. Rey Mysterio. Oh, Rey Mysterio is the new Intercontinental Champion. Kevin Owens beats Cesaro. Sheamus retains. Seth Rollins wins. And Elias is Mr. Money in the Bank. Okay, now let's Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank. Alright, here's the card. Oh, looks like I'm teaming with Bray Wyatt. Yo, I don't know why I have this Bray Wyatt on here, to be honest. Whatever, it's fine. Let's say Dorado against Becky. Let's say Dorado and Becky Lynch against Bray Wyatt and me. These four women are still going at it. Good to know. MVP and Lashley against the Viking Raiders. Okay. Oh my gosh. Zack Ryder. You're not there anymore. Huh? Whatever. And Randy Orton against Elias. Okay. What happens? Okay, looks like, let's say Dorado and Becky Lynch beat me and Bray Wyatt. Shayna and Nia. The Viking Raiders. The Fiend wins. Yo. Alright, Lacey Evans. I don't know why I still have Ronda Rousey here. Drew McIntyre beats Jackson Riker. New Day beats AJ Styles and Sheamus. Randy Orton beats Elias. Okay. And looks like there's no June pay-per-view. I don't know why that is. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright. Looks like AJ, Sheamus, and Miz in triple threat match. Ronda Rousey and Bobby Lashley against Humberto and Charlotte. Mia Yim versus Lana. Okay, why is Rusev still in her corner, yo? Like, dude. Yeah. Naomi and Asuka. Lucha House Party against the Viking Raiders. The Fiend against Jeff Hardy. New Day beats AJ Styles and Sheamus. Randy Orton beats Elias. Okay, why is Rusev still in her corner, yo? Like, dude. Yeah. Naomi and Asuka. Lucha House Party against the Viking Raiders. The Fiend against Jeff Hardy. The Fiend against Randy Orton and Elias. New Day against Jackson Riker and Drew McIntyre. Oh boy. Wait, wasn't Lacey Evans already on this card? Hold on. Oh no, I probably must have been seeing things. It is what it is. Alright. Miz, Humberto, and Charlotte win that. Mia wins. Asuka. Lucha House Party beat the Viking Raiders. Hardy wins. Orton wins. Riker and McIntyre. And Becky. Right. What is happening the following week? Looks like Drew McIntyre is running or whatever. Viking Raiders against Drew Gulak and AJ Styles. Mia against Lacey. Sheamus against Titus. Cedric and Becky against Lindsay Dorado and Naomi. Jackson Baszler against Rosenbrook. Fiend against Shelton Benjamin. Elias and Humberto Carrillo against New Day. Randy Orton against Jeff Hardy. And McIntyre versus Riker. Okay, let's see what happens. Riker wins. Viking Raiders. Mia. Titus. Lindsay and Naomi. Oh, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke beat Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Hopefully that will lead to a tag team opportunity for these two young ladies. Alright. The Fiend beats Shelton. New Day beats Elias and Carrillo. Hardy wins. And I already covered that. Alright. Alright, next. Sheamus and AJ. Fiend and Zack Ryder. Bobby Lashley against Rhea Ripley. Metalik and Naomi. Wyatt versus Orton versus Hardy. Yim versus Rousey. And Humberto Carrillo against Brock Lesnar. That's gonna be one heck of a match, I guess. I don't know. Okay, Viking Raiders against New Day. Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. That'll be interesting too. And Becky versus Asuka. Okay. AJ, Fiend, Lashley, Hardy, Rousey, Lesnar, Viking Raiders, and McIntyre. Oh. And Becky won. Alright, now let's go to the following week. Okay, let's see who's on this card. Let's see who's on this card. Oh my gosh! Bray Wyatt versus The Fiend. Oh my gosh! Those two are literally the same person. The question is, why is Bray Wyatt in my universe at the same time The Fiend is? I thought it'd be interesting. Anyways, Bray Wyatt against The Fiend. Naomi against Lacey. Lucha House Party versus AJ Styles and Shane Thorne. Mia Yim and Asuka. I'm guessing Alexa Bliss is Rhea Ripley's partner. Whatever. Guess you're still going at it. Alright. Okay, looks like I have not been seen on this card. Okay, looks like The Fiend beats Bray Wyatt. Well, that answers my question. And that answers my question of who would win in a fight between Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. This is a little interesting thought. Lacey Evans beats Naomi. Shane and AJ beat Lucha House Party. Asuka wins. Women's Tag Champions win. Drew wins. Carrillo. New Day. Lashley and MVP. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm skipping SmackDown, man, because I don't really care about SmackDown that much. Alright, who is on this card? Randy versus Truth. Naomi versus Mia Yim. New Day against Hurt Business, I guess. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Lucha House Party versus Viking Raiders. Drew against Carrillo. Ricochet versus Sheamus. And again! Wyatt versus Fiend. Yo! Oh my gosh, I did this to my own universe. And Becky versus Lacey. Okay, who wins? I was only seen once on this whole thing. Anyway. Becky wins, Randy wins, Naomi wins, Hurt Business wins. Jackson Baszler wins. Lucha House Party wins. Carrillo wins. Sheamus wins. Oh! Bray Wyatt beat The Fiend. Oh well. Go to the next Monday Night Raw. And this is the Raw before Extreme Rules. Okay, who is on this card? Fiend against Hardy. And Sheamus against Titus. Akira Tozawa against Humberto Carrillo. New Day against Lucha House Party. Mia Yim versus Asuka. Randy Orton versus Naomi against Zack Ryder and Charlotte Flair. Zack, you're not even in WWE anymore. So what are you doing? Drew Gulak against Braun Strowman. Becky Lynch against Ronda Rousey. Hurt Business against Eric and Ivar. Alright, let's see who wins. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Tozawa, New Day, Asuka, Randy and Naomi, Braun, Becky, and the Viking Raiders. Alright, now let's go over to Extreme Rules. point in this if my character gets a title shot or gets a title match, then we're watching that. Anyways. Okay, New Day against Usos. Against Viking Raiders. A triple threat tag, whatever that's called. Whatever. Bianca versus Sasha again for the SmackDown Women's title. Baron Corbin versus Roman. Oh, they're putting their tag titles on the line. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. No, Jackson Riker against Carrillo for the WWE Championship. Dolph and Robert against Street Profits for the SmackDown Tag Titles. Rey Mysterio against Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title. AJ Styles and Sheamus again for the US title. Ronda Rousey against Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Okay. Alright, who wins? Usos, Bianca, Roman. Jackson Baszler. Oh, Jackson Riker is the new WWE champion. Better than Bobby Lashley. Anyways, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler retains SmackDown titles. Rey Mysterio retains. Sheamus retains. And Ronda Rousey is the new Raw Women's Champion. Well, crap. Oh well. Okay. Gulak against McIntyre again. You know, I would love to see this in real life, to be honest. Yim and Naomi. Mia Yim against Naomi. Viking Raiders against Hurt Business. That's what I'm calling them for whatever reason. Braun Strowman against Akira Tozawa. Well, I'm pretty sure we're all going to know who wins that. My money's on Braun. Let's say Dorado and Grand Metalik or Lucha House Party against AJ Styles and Ricochet. And Berto against Brock Lesnar. Again. Randy Orton against Jeff Hardy. New Day against Sheamus and Jackson Riker. Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Drew Gulak won that. Mia Yim. Hurt Business. Braun. I was right. Lucha House Party. Brock Lesnar, of course, because he's freaking Brock Lesnar and he's a beast. Randy Orton, New Day, and Becky. Right. Okay. Now, before I continue, I'm going to go into my universe real quick. Okay, hold on. Oh, I accidentally forgot to turn those back on. Oh, I forgot to turn the rivalries back on. I had them turned off for a little while, I don't know why. Okay. Alright. That works. Alright, Jackson Riker is calling somebody out. Wonder who it is. Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil. Humberto Carrillo against Bobby Lashley. Jackson Baszler against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. They really need tag team names. Just make things easier. Drew Gulak against Akira Tozawa. Zack Ryder against Randy Orton. Ronda versus Asuka. Braun Strowman versus Drew. Yo, this would have been an epic showdown. Just saying. If Drew was still champ. Keith Lee against AJ Styles. Alright. Keith Lee wins. Riker. Oh, Jackson Riker called out Brock Lesnar. Anyway, he won that. Titus won. Carrillo. Nia and Shayna. Akira Tozawa. Beats Drew Gulak. Zack Ryder beats Randy Orton. Ronda Rousey beats Asuka. Braun Strowman beats Drew. I already covered that. Alright, now let's go over August. First week of August. Alright, now Randy versus Bray. Shane Thorne against Sheamus. Carrillo against Elias. Jackson Baszler against Mandy and Dana. Drew versus Akira. Drew Gulak versus Akira Tozawa. Ricochet, AJ Styles, and Keith Lee in a triple threat. Jackson Riker once again is calling somebody out. And Drew McIntyre against Braun Strowman. And Ronda Rousey is calling somebody out as a show closer. Alright, let's see who she calls out. Okay, she calls out Becky, and Becky wins that. Randy wins. Sheamus. Carrillo wins. Jackson Baszler win. Drew Gulak. AJ Styles. Brock Lesnar. Called out Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar wins. Alright, Drew McIntyre beats Braun Strowman. And Becky Lynch wins a call out Romo against Ronda Rousey. Alright, now let's go to week 2 of August. Okay, who's on this card? No, why am I not showing up in any of these cards? Shelton Benjamin, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat. Carrillo against Tozawa. Shane Thorne against Sheamus. Again, Jackson Baszler against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Zack versus Bray. Drew Gulak against Matt Riddle. That's the first time we've seen Riddle in this stream so far. Anyways. Styles against The Miz. Ronda Rousey once again calling somebody out. It's probably Becky, but we'll see. In the main event, Riker versus Lesnar. Alright, let's see who wins these matches. Alright, Strowman wins. Carrillo, Sheamus, Jackson Baszler once again gets a W. Bray wins. Riddle takes an L to Drew Gulak. Miz wins. And Becky wins. And Brock Lesnar beats Jackson Riker. Alright, now let's go the go home show to SummerSlam. Alright, who's gonna be on this card? Alrighty. AJ Styles against Matt Riddle. Zack Ryder against Jeff Hardy. And Bobby Lashley against Drew McIntyre. Oh boy. Sheamus against Titus. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. I'm sorry, my dog's barking for some reason. Drew Gulak against the Fiend. Braun Strowman against The Miz. Becky Lynch is calling somebody out. It's probably Ronda Rousey, but we'll see. Brock Lesnar and Akira Tozawa. And I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar's going to win that, but we'll see. Alright, so who wins? AJ wins. Hardy wins. Drew wins, as he should. Sheamus. Oh, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose win that match. Fiend wins. Miz wins. Oh, well, you know, it was Becky Lynch that she was calling out. Or that Ronda Rousey was calling out. And Brock Lesnar wins. As I knew he would. And now... SummerSlam. The biggest party of the summer. Okay. Baron Corbin against Kevin Owens. Viking Raiders against the New Day for the Raw Tag Team titles. Lashley against Carrillo. Roman and Daniel. Again. Angelo Dawkins and Lana against Grant Metalik and Liv Morgan? That's strange. Sasha and Bianca once again. Usos against Dolph and Robert. And Drew against Braun. Miz and Sheamus for the United States title. And Brock Lesnar against Jackson Riker for the WWE Championship. And Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Shinsuke against Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. And a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship against Ronda, Becky, and Asuka as the main event. Baron, New Day are still the Raw Tag Team Champions. Gary. Carrillo and Roman wins again. Oh boy. Dawkins and Lana. Bianca Belair retains. Dolph and Robert retain. Braun wins. Sheamus retains. Jackson retains. Surprisingly. Seth wins. Ray retains. Oh, Ronda Rousey. I'll be right back, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright. Ronda Rousey is the Raw Women's Champion. No, before I move on to the next show, I'm going to check out the rankings if I can. Where is the rankings? Okay, let's go to the next show. Okay. Braun Strowman's calling somebody out. Lucha House Party against Sheamus and Riddle. Rio's calling somebody out. Kofi Kingston and Naomi against Eric and Mia Yim? Yeah, that's a bit weird. Gulag against Tozawa. Styles against Titus. Oh! That's new. Becky against Ronda for the Raw Women's title. Jackson Ryker against Brock Lesnar. And once again, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Alright, let's simulate these matches. You know what, I am gonna see what the power rankings are. Yo, I am not even been booked on this show. I need to see what's up with that. Alright. Okay. I don't forgot what I was about to do. Okay, let's go to the superstars. Yo, I'm 33 in the power rankings? Let's see. Alright. Alright, Charlotte Flair against Lana. Okay, before I move on with this. Okay, I forgot what I was about to do once again. Alright, hang on a second. Divisions. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point, dude. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Anyway. Charlotte Flair against Lana. Zack Ryder against Elias. Lashley versus Tozawa. Baszler against... Wait, no. Jackson Baszler against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. There needs to be more tag teams, in my opinion. Lucha House Party against AJ Styles and Keith Lee. Becky Lynch against Naomi. Randy versus Braun. Jackson against Brock. And Sheamus against Titus. Oh boy. No, at this point I don't even care who wins the matches. The go home show for Hell in a Cell. Okay, who is on this Raw card? Yo, out of this entire thing, I was booked once. In a mixed tag match. Oh man. Again, New Day versus Viking Raiders. Carrillo against Gulag. Lucha House Party versus Shane Thorne and Titus. And Becky versus Mia. And Sheamus versus Keith. And Braun versus Akira. Jackson versus Brock. AJ versus Miz. Jackson Baszler against Dana and Mandy. Alright. Dana and Mandy win. New Day won. No contest. Lucha House Party against Shane Thorne and Titus. Lucha House Party wins that. Becky wins. Sheamus. No contest. Jackson wins. AJ wins. Okay. And now the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Okay, who is on this card? Alright. Brock Lesnar versus Jackson Riker for the WWE title. Daniel Bryan versus Roman again. Lashley versus Carrillo. Murphy versus Rollins. New Day versus Viking Raiders. Styles versus Sheamus for the US title. Orton versus Strowman. Becky versus Ronda for the Raw Women's title. Natalya against Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title. Okay, let's see who wins. Oh, Brock Lesnar is the new WWE champ. And Roman retains once again. Rhea wins. Rollins. The Viking Raiders are the new tag champs. Sheamus retains. Randy wins. I almost said Randy retains. He's not even a champion. Ronda retains. And Bianca retains. Alright, next show. Okay. Oh, why am I not showing up on any of this? Is there any way I can edit the rankings? Okay. Okay, let's... No, I'm gonna move myself up a little bit. Not too much, though. I'm gonna put myself at number 6. Okay. Alright, and Drew versus Drew. Again, that'd be interesting to see it in real life, actually, to be honest. Brooke versus Shayna. Or Dana versus Shayna. Shane Thorne and The Miz against Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik. Lucha House Party. Braun Strowman. Akira Tozawa once again. Almost messed up his name. But it is what it is. Sheamus versus Keith Lee. Ooh, I'm on... it's a mixed tag action. It's me and Ivar against Kofi Kingston and Lana. Yo. Who will win that? Okay. Riker versus Lesnar. Rousey versus Ripley. Styles versus Titus. Okay. Okay, let's see who wins. McIntyre. Shayna. Shane Thorne and The Miz. Braun Strowman. Keith Lee. Me and Ivar win. Alright, Brock Lesnar wins. Rhea Ripley wins. Oh! Dude! That's Becky Lynch! Not Rhea Ripley, dude! Oh my gosh. And Titus O'Neil wins. And let's go to the next Monday Night Raw. And see what happens there. Alright. New Day against the Viking Raiders. Jackson Baszler versus Mandy and Dana. Keith and Titus against Lucha House Party. Carrillo versus McIntyre. That would be really interesting to see in reality. And that's not even sarcasm. Strowman versus Tozawa. Sheamus is calling somebody out. Riker versus Lesnar. And Ronda versus Becky. And Styles against Shane. Okay, who wins? Alright, Woods beats Eric. New Day, Shayna, and Nia. Keith and Titus. Drew, Braun, Sheamus. Oh, Sheamus called out The Miz. Riker, and Becky, and AJ. On the Go Home Show to Super Showdown. We'll see who's on this card. Alexa Bliss is calling somebody out. Wonder who she's calling out. Dana Brooke versus Shayna Baszler. Zack Ryder against Jeff Hardy. Carrillo versus McIntyre. And Sheamus versus Keith. Tozawa versus Strowman. I'm pretty sure Strowman is going to win that. Riker versus Lesnar. Rousey versus Evans. Styles versus Thorne. Okay, let's see who Alexa is calling out. And she called out Charlotte. And Charlotte Flair lost that promo battle. Dana, Hardy, McIntyre, Sheamus, Tozawa. Oh, Tozawa won that. That's a surprise. Alright. Lesnar won, of course. He's the beast. No contest. Because I think Becky Lynch interfered, because there's Becky right there, and Lacey's name is down there. And AJ wins. Okay, Super Showdown time. Who's on this card? Let's see. Orton versus Strowman. Yo, the tag titles ain't even on the line. Baszler and Jax against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Natalya and Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title. Rey Mysterio against Chad Gable. When did Chad Gable become the Intercontinental Champion? Because usually the champion's on the right and the challenger's on the left. I don't know. New Day against Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team titles. Kane versus Alistair. Jackson Riker versus Brock Lesnar. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title. Dominic Mysterio against Daniel Bryan. Seth Rollins versus Roman. Okay. Let's see. Orton, Shayna, Nia. Bianca retains. Mysterio retains. I think. Yeah, I think so. The New Day are the new tag team champions. Kane wins. Brock wins. Ronda retains. Daniel wins. And Seth Rollins is the new Universal Champion, yo. Okay. Next show. Okay, what does the Monday Night Raw look like? Ryder versus Orton. And Bobby and Ronda versus Bray Wyatt and Charlotte Flair. Lucha House Party against Keith Lee and Shane Thorne. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Carrillo versus Riker. Sheamus versus Riddle. I got a match with Alexa Bliss. New Day versus Viking Raiders. I almost forgot their tag team name for a second, but it came back to me in time. And Titus versus AJ. Alright, who wins all of this? Who are the winners? Okay, Randy, Ashley and Ronda, Keith Lee and Shane Thorne, Jackson Baszler, Jackson Riker, Sheamus, of course. What? I lost to Alexa Bliss. Come on, yo. Come on. New Day beats the Viking Raiders. And AJ beats Titus. Okay, the Raw. Alright, next Raw. Okay, Carrillo versus McIntyre again. Okay. Her Business versus it's New Day. Okay, what is Xavier Woods wearing? Because I really don't remember changing his outfit. Looks like got me followed on Twitch. Okay. Anyways. Lucha House Party against Shane Thorne and Sheamus. Ryder versus Elias. Alexa versus Lana. Shayna and Nia against Dana and Mandy. Ronda Rousey and Mia Yim. Brock Lesnar versus Akira Tozawa. And The Miz versus AJ Styles. Let's see who wins. Alright, Drew wins. New Day wins. Shane Thorne and Sheamus. Elias wins. Bliss wins. Jackson Baszler. Mia Yim. Brock Lesnar. And AJ Styles. Alright, let's go to week 4 of October. Ronda Rousey versus Lacey Evans. Bliss versus Lana. Her Business against Carrillo and Elias. Eric versus Xavier Woods. Zack Ryder against Ali. Sheamus versus The Miz. AJ Styles against Keith Lee. Shayna Baszler against Becky Lynch. Sort of a WrestleMania 36 rematch. And Lindsay Dorado versus Matt Riddle. Rousey, Bliss, Elias and Carrillo, Woods, Ryder, Sheamus, Styles, Baszler, Riddle, and Riddle. Sorry. And now we are in November. The month of Survivor Series. Oh, I'm going up against Bliss again in a rivalry match. Okay. Alright, Zack Ryder against Elias. Carrillo against Riker. And Sheamus versus Titus. Brooke versus Baszler. Lesnar versus Tozawa. New Day against the Viking Raiders. Rousey versus Asuka. Lashley versus Thorne. Okay. Who wins? Yo! I beat Alexa Bliss, yo! Yes! And I already done lost count of my win-loss record already. But in singles competition, no, it's 1-1. Anyway, let's continue. Elias, Riker, Sheamus, Dana, Brock, New Day, Rousey, and Thorne. Alright. Okay, week 2 in November. Bliss versus Flair. Jackson Riker's calling somebody out. Her Business against Brock Lesnar and Jeff Hardy. Baszler versus Brooke again. Riker against Ali. Woods versus Eric. Sheamus versus Styles. Ronda Rousey's calling somebody out. And Dorado versus Riddle in the main event. Alright, let's see who wins. Charlotte won. Charlotte, Riker, Brock and Jeff. Shayna wins. Zach, Xavier, AJ, Becky. Let's say Dorado wins. Okay, it looks like Shelton Benjamin is now in, let's say, Dorado's corner, and Riddle, and Drew McIntyre is in Riddle's corner for whatever reason. Anyway, let's go to the next Monday Night Raw Go Home show. The Survivor Series. Okay, who is on this show? Alright. New Day against Carrillo and Titus. Dana versus Shayna. Jackson against Akira. Jeff versus Bray. Mia Yim and Drew Gulak against Zack Ryder and Ronda Rousey. Braun Strowman against Keith Lee. Viking Raiders against Sheamus and Brock Lesnar. Alexa versus Lana. In an 8-man tag team match against Hurt Business and Lucha House Party. Against Matt Riddle, R-Truth, Shane Thorne, and Drew McIntyre for the main event. Alright, let's see. New Day, Dana, Jackson, Bray, Zach and Ronda, Keith, Sheamus and Brock, Alexa, and Team Matt Riddle. Alright. Survivor Series time! Okay. Alright, who is on this card? Okay. Charlotte versus Alexa. Natalya versus Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title. And once again, these guys in an 8-man tag match. Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title. Nia versus Shayna. Oh wait, no. Not Nia versus Shayna. What am I thinking? What am I saying? Jackson Baszler against Brooke and Rose. Daniel Bryan against Dominic Mysterio. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Big E. Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And a woman elimination match. A Team Raw. Ronda, Lana, Becky, and Nikki. Nikki Cross hasn't been seen in months. I'm seeing her on TV. Anyway, against Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Sasha Banks. Okay. Who wins? Alright. Charlotte. Bianca retains. Let's say Dorado and the Hurt Business win that. Rey Mysterio retains. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Daniel Bryan. Big E. Braun Strowman is the new WWE champion. And Team Raw on the women's side wins. Okay, next show. I have not been on this card. Oh, there I am. Me versus Nikki. Sheamus versus Titus. Lana versus Alexa. Drew versus Akira. Shayna and Nia against Dana and Mandy. New Day against the Viking Raiders. Becky Lynch is calling somebody out. Braun versus Brock. Jackson against Carrillo. Okay, who wins these? Let's see. What? I lost to Nikki Cross? Dude. Okay. Titus, Alexa, Akira, Shayna and Nia, New Day. Becky Lynch calls out Ronda Rousey, and she wins. Brock and Jackson. Alright, next show. Hey, looks like I'm headlining. Okay, let's see. Shayna and Nia against Dana and Mandy. Once again. Charlotte versus... No. Charlotte and Alexa versus Lana and Nikki. Truth, McIntyre, and Lashley in a triple threat match. Carrillo versus Gulag. Lucha House Party versus Miz Sheamus. Riker versus Tozawa. Ronda Rousey's calling somebody out. Strowman versus Lesnar. And it's me versus Rhea Ripley. Alright. Who wins? Alright. Shayna and Nia. Oh! Lana and Alexa Bliss win that. But dude, Alexa is in that corner and she's on... Alexa Bliss is on there. Oh well, let's move on. Drew. Gulag. Miz versus Sheamus. No, Miz and Sheamus. Okay. Tozawa. Becky. Oh, Ronda Rousey called out Becky Lynch and Becky won that. Call out promo. Braun wins. Hey! I beat Rhea Ripley. Well, if she was still champion, then I would get a title shot. Okay. Next, Monday Night Raw. I think this is the Raw, or the go-home show, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, or TLC. And Sheamus versus Miz. Riddle and Ricochet versus Lucha House Party. Her Business against Brock and Drew Gulak. Braun Strowman against Akira Tozawa. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. And it's me versus Alexa. in a rivalry match. Alright, New Day and the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag titles. To be honest, that's kind of weird, to be honest. Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. Jackson Ryker against Drew McIntyre. Okay, who wins? Alright. Miz beats Sheamus. Ricochet and Riddle beat Lucha House Party. Hurt Business wins. Against Gulag and Lesnar. Tozawa beats Brock. That's surprising. Alright, Shayna and Nia beat Mandy and Dana. Yo! No contest! Alright, I'll see what happens in the news after I get done with this. No contest, because Charlotte Flair interrupted. I'll check the news and see what happens. Ooh, the Viking Raiders are the new tag champs! Becky wins. Jackson Ryker wins. And now let's look at the news. Here we go. Charlotte was blindsided from behind with an attack by Alexa Bliss before the match could start. Fighting between the rivals continued even after the referee called off the match. Don't know what that word is. Just couldn't wait for their big match before getting her hands on her opponent. Okay. Anyway, I just got through all of this. And now to TLC. Alright, who's on the card? Alright, AJ Styles and Sheamus for the United States title. Charlotte Flair versus Alexa. Kofi Kingston and Lana against Bobby Lashley and Naomi. Jackson Ryker against Carrillo. Oh! Ruby Riott against Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Akira Tozawa versus Drew Gulak. Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman for the WWE title in a normal match. Ooh, Rey Mysterio versus Kane for the IC title. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Big E. Kevin Owens against Daniel Bryan. Baron Corbin against Seth Rollins for the Universal title. And finally, a triple threat match between Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Before I simulate all the winners, honestly, if that was Charlotte Flair instead of Asuka, then that would kinda be like a WrestleMania 35 rematch. Anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, let's see who wins these things. Sheamus retains. Charlotte Flair wins. Kofi and Lana. Jackson Ryker. Oh, Ruby Riott is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Akira Tozawa. Braun Strowman retains. Rey Mysterio retains. Shinsuke wins. Kevin wins. And Seth Rollins retains. And Ronda Rousey, I don't remember which one was the champion, so I don't know if she retained or if she's the new title. Or if she's the new champion. Okay, next. Shut. It's me versus Nikki Cross again. Lana versus Alexa. Her Business versus New Day. Nia and Shayna versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Bray Wyatt against Shelton Benjamin. Sheamus against Riddle. Braun Strowman's calling somebody out. So is Becky Lynch. Riker versus Tozawa. Alright, let's see it. Who wins? Hey, I beat Nikki Cross. What up? Alright, Bliss wins. Her Business. Shayna and Nia. Bray. Riddle. Braun. Oh, Braun Strowman called Drew McIntyre out. And Becky beat Ronda by calling her out in a promo battle. Or whatever. Riker. What? Humberto Carrillo. Dude, that's Akira Tozawa. Oh man. Okay, next show. Okay, before I go any further, okay, now I'm gonna see who. Oh crap, I pressed the wrong thing. Okay, looks like Asuka, Naomi, Lacey, Mia, and Rhea. And Becky. Oh, I have not been in a title match yet. And this year, it's almost over. Okay. Rousey versus Evans. Lindsay and Mia against Zach and Nikki. Her Business against Brock and Braun. Shayna and Nia against Mandy and Dana. Oh, me versus Lana. Oh man. Me versus Lana. Okay. Sheamus versus The Miz. Charlotte versus Alexa. New Day against the Viking Raiders. Carrillo versus Riker. And that's it. And let's see who wins. Ronda, Zach and Nikki, Brock and Braun, Nia and Shayna. Hey, I beat Lana, what up? Miz beats Sheamus. Alexa wins. New Day wins. Carrillo beats Jackson Riker. Alright, now Royal Rumble season is coming. And with Royal Rumble season coming up, then the road to WrestleMania is literally underway. Hey, what's up, Isaac? My friend Isaac just entered the stream. And Becky versus Naomi. Lucha House Party versus Sheamus Shane. Her business against Drew and Akira Tozawa. Jackson Baszler against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Alexa Bliss versus Lana. Hey, I'm in a triple threat match against Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. Braun Strowman against Drew Gulak. Ivar against Kofi Kingston. In the main event, Jackson Riker and Humberto Carrillo. Okay, let's simulate these. Alright, Naomi wins. Sheamus and Shane win. Drew and Akira Tozawa. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke win. Alexa wins. Hey, what up? Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley both took an L, while I took a W. Yo! Strowman wins. Ivar wins. Jackson Riker beats Humberto Carrillo. Alright. Okay. Lacey versus Ronda. Lana versus Charlotte. Lashley and Alexander versus McIntyre and Strowman. Sheamus versus Keith. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose versus me and Rhea Ripley. Oh man. Bray Wyatt against Elias. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Kairi Sane and Naomi. Eric versus Xavier Woods with Big E in his corner. And Jackson Riker versus Humberto Carrillo. Alright. Let's see who wins. Ronda Rousey. Charlotte Flair. Lashley and Alexander win. Sheamus. Hey! Me and Rhea Ripley win against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Hey, I took another W. Okay. Elias wins. Kairi Sane and Naomi. Eric takes an L against Xavier Woods. Riker and Jackson Riker takes a W over Carrillo. Alright, what does week 3 have in store? Let's see. Alright, here we go. Tozawa versus Brock Lesnar. Sheamus against Titus. Again, Lashley and Alexander against Strowman and McIntyre. Ronda Rousey versus Naomi. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax once again. And me versus Alexa. Alright. Xavier Woods against Eric. Bray Wyatt fights Randy Orton. And the main event, Jackson Riker and Humberto Carrillo go at it once again. Okay, let's see who wins. Brock Lesnar wins, as I thought he would. Sheamus wins. Drew and Braun Strowman win. Ronda Rousey. Nia and Shayna. Hey, I win again! What up? I'm just collecting the W's. Anyway, Eric wins. Randy wins. And Jackson Riker wins. And the go-home show to the Royal Rumble. What's gonna happen? And I'm pretty sure it's Jackson Riker against Humberto Carrillo, main event. Anyways. Alexa versus Charlotte. MVP and Nikki Cross against me and Grand Metalik in mixed tag action. Tozawa against Lashley. Braun Strowman against Drew Gulak. Sheamus against Shane Thorne. New Day against Viking Raiders. Ronda versus Becky. Drew versus Brock. And Carrillo against Jackson Riker as the main event. Alright, let's see who wins. No contest. Hey, Grand Metalik picks up the win. Alright. Tozawa, Strowman, Shane, New Day, Becky, and Brock, and Jackson Riker once again. Alright, now, Royal Rumble time! Alright, let's see. Murphy versus Rollins for the Universal title. Rey Mysterio defends the IC title against Chad Gable. Riker versus Carrillo. In a 30-man Royal Rumble match. Akira Tozawa versus Braun Strowman for the WWE title. Charlotte versus Alexa. New Day against the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team titles. Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan. Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. And the Women's Royal Rumble. Alright, who wins? Alright, Rollins retains. Mysterio retains. Carrillo wins. Does not say who wins the Royal Rumble matches. Gotta check the news for that. Braun retains. Charlotte wins. Viking Raiders retain. Daniel wins. Becky Lynch is the new Raw Women's Champion. And you gotta go to the news to see who wins the Royal Rumble matches. Oh, Natalya won the Women's Royal Rumble. And who won the Men's? And Edge won the Men's Royal Rumble. Hey, just like back in January, 4 months ago. Hey, just like you did 4 months ago. Alright. Alright. Wyatt versus Ryder. I'd say Dorado and Bliss against Xavier Woods and Naomi. Shane Thorne versus Titus. Sheamus against Keith. Jackson Baszler against Dana and Mandy. Viking Raiders against Miz and Cedric Alexander. Rousey versus Evans. Strowman versus Lesnar. And Akira Tozawa against Carrillo. Once again, not on the card. Okay, Bray, Lindsay and Alexa, Titus, Sheamus, Jackson Baszler, Viking Raiders, Ronda, Brock. Yo! That says Akira Tozawa, but that's Jackson Riker right there. The go-home show to Elimination Chamber. Yo, I'm barely getting booked, yo. You got like 2 months left. Viking Raiders in the New Day. Ricochet against Shane Thorne. Lashley and Lana against Lindsay Dorado and Charlotte Flair. Sheamus and Riddle. Okay. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. And sorry about that. Another disruption. Bray Wyatt and Randy versus Randy Orton. Titus O'Neil against Brock Lesnar. Becky Lynch against Ronda Rousey. Drew McIntyre versus Jackson Riker. Viking Raiders, Ricochet, Lashley and Lana, Sheamus, Shayna and Nia, Bray, Titus, Ronda, and Drew. Okay, now Elimination Chamber time. Okay, let's see. Rey Mysterio against Chad Gable for the IC title. Riker versus Carrillo. Once again. The SmackDown Women's Championship is being defended in an Elimination Chamber match against Liv, Ruby. Ruby's the champion, I think, if I remember correctly. Anyway, she's defending against Liv, Carmella, Sasha, Tamina, and Bianca. Ooh, tag titles on the line. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Randy Orton against Bray Wyatt. Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title. An Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Alright, let's see who's taking W's. Right. Ray retains. Carrillo wins. Ruby retains. Nia and Shayna retain. Randy wins. Becky retains. And Drew Gulak is the new WWE champion. Who would have thought? Okay, Bray Wyatt's calling somebody out. Shane Thorne, Titus O'Neil, and The Miz in a triple threat action. Jackson versus Lashley. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Okay, there needs to be more tag teams in the women's division. I'm just saying. Fatal 4-Way against Drew Gulak, Shelton Benjamin, R-Truth, and Jeff Hardy. Ali versus Carrillo. Eric and Ivar, or the Viking Raiders against the New Day. Sheamus is calling somebody out. And Akira Tozawa and Braun Strowman. Man, I am not getting booked. I must be having trouble getting on the show. Or something, I don't know. Bray Wyatt called out Randy Orton, and Wyatt won. Miz wins. Jackson, Nia and Shayna win. Drew Gulak picks up the W. Ali wins. New Day. AJ Styles wins. And Braun Strowman beats Akira Tozawa. How did I know? Alright. What is on week 4? Mandy Rose against Nia Jax. Shane Thorne versus Titus. MVP and Lashley against the Viking Raiders. Keith Lee against Sheamus. Shelton Benjamin versus Jackson Riker against Carrillo in triple threat action. Lucha House Party versus the New Day. Drew McIntyre against Akira Tozawa. Ali versus Randy Orton. And Drew Gulak versus Brock Lesnar. Alright, who wins? Alright, who's taking W's and who's taking L's? Nia wins. Shane wins. Viking Raiders win. Sheamus wins. Jackson Riker takes the W. New Day wins. Drew McIntyre takes the W. Ali wins. Brock Lesnar wins, as I knew he would. Because the Beast Incarnate. Hello. Alright, one more month till WrestleMania. I have not gotten in a title match. Sheamus versus Ricochet. Titus, Shane, and AJ in triple threat action. Lucha House Party against MVP and Lashley. Drew versus Carrillo. Jackson Riker against Elias. And why do I think this is weird to me? Oh well, whatever. Shayna versus Mandy. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton against Viking Raiders. Matt Riddle and Charlotte Flair against Drew Gulak and Becky Lynch. Braun Strowman against Akira Tozawa. Alright, who takes the W's? Ricochet wins, as he should. Titus. Lucha House Party. Drew. Jackson. Shayna. Viking Raiders win. It looks like Randy Orton walked out, or Bray Wyatt walked out on Randy Orton. Riddle and Charlotte gets the win, and Braun Strowman picks up the W. And the go-home show to Fastlane. The go-home show to Fastlane. Sheamus against Miz. Shane Thorne and Keith versus Keith Lee. Bobby and Cedric against Jackson Riker and Carrillo. New Day versus Lucha House Party. Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke once again. Viking Raiders against Ali and Drew Gulak. The Fiend against Akira Tozawa. Bray Wyatt against Randy Orton. And Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. In real time, that would be a good match, to be honest. Alright, Miz takes the win. Keith Lee. Lashley and Cedric. New Day. Shayna and Nia. Viking Raiders. The Fiend. Bray Wyatt. And Braun Strowman. Okay. Alright, Fastlane. I have not been seen in a couple months. Alright, Aleister Black against Shinsuke. Hey, the tag team titles are on the line once again. Dana and Mandy against Nia and Shayna. Cedric and Bobby against Viking Raiders. New Day against Lucha House Party. Rey Mysterio once again gonna defend his title against Chad Gable. Drew Gulak against Jackson Riker for the WWE title. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Dominic Mysterio versus Edge. Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin for the Universal title. And Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. Alright. Alright, let's see who wins. Let's go. Shinsuke wins. Shayna and Nia retain. Viking Raiders. New Day. Oh. Rey Mysterio retains. Riker is once again the WWE champ. Bray wins. Edge wins. Baron Corbin is the new Universal Champion. Braun Strowman takes the W against Brock Lesnar. Alright. Xavier against Metalik. Titus versus Shane. Bobby Lashley and Rhea Ripley against Eric and Naomi. Carrillo against Drew. Sheamus versus Riddle. And a triple threat tornado tag match against Nia and Shayna. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. And Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross. Elias against Bray Wyatt. Jackson Riker against AJ Styles. Main event, Drew Gulak against Brock Lesnar. Alright. Let's see who wins. Grand Metalik won. Titus. Eric and Naomi. Drew McIntyre. Sheamus. Oh! Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross won by pinning Shayna Baszler. Bray Wyatt wins. AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar took another W. Okay. And Viking Raiders against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Shane Thorne versus Matt Riddle. Bobby and Cedric against Jackson and Carrillo. Shayna and Nia against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke once again. Grand Metalik against Elias. Drew McIntyre against Akira Tozawa. And Becky Lynch is calling somebody out. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar as the main event. Let's see what happens. Okay, the Raiders win. Viking Raiders. Shane Thorne. Lashley and Cedric. Shayna and Nia. Elias. Drew. Calls out Lacey Evans, and Evans won the promo battle. Randy wins. And Braun Strowman wins against Brock Lesnar. Alright, now... Wow, this is going on longer than I thought. Alright, Becky Lynch against Rhea Ripley. R-Truth against Matt Riddle. MVP against Alexa Bliss against Eric and Lacey Evans. Sheamus versus Titus. Nia and Shayna against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Kofi against Grand Metalik. Randy Orton against Bray Wyatt. Drew versus Drew. Who will win? Jackson Riker against Braun Strowman. Yo, I am not getting booked. Like, yo. Alright, Becky, Truth, MVP and Alexa, Sheamus, Brooke and Rose, Kofi, Randy, McIntyre, and Riker. The go-home show to WrestleMania. Shane Thorne, AJ Styles, Tozawa and Carrillo, Shelton, Lashley, Riker, and Hardy in Fatal 4-Way action. Shayna and Nia against Mandy and Dana once again. Wyatt and Truth. Titus versus Sheamus. New Day against Lucha House Party. Lynch versus Yim. Lesnar against Gulag. Yo, I cannot get booked. Alright, WrestleMania. Now after this I might just do like pay-per-views or whatever, I don't know. And Edge picked the Universal title. Just like he did in real life. But with the real life version he ended up facing Roman and Daniel Bryan and got screwed anyway. Anyways, Kevin Owens against Cesaro, Buddy versus Roman, Jackson versus Carrillo, Lucha House Party against New Day, and Ruby Riott defends the SmackDown title against Sasha. Drew versus Tozawa, Randy versus Bray, Asuka and Becky go one-on-one for the Raw Women's Championship, Big E against Rey Mysterio for the IC title, Braun versus Brock, Bryan versus Rollins, and a triple threat match. Wait, didn't I tell you when the women's Royal Rumble? You'd think she'd be in a title match. And Sheamus, AJ, and Miz for the US title as the main event. Alright, who wins? Corbin retains. Cesaro wins. Murphy, Jackson, New Day, Ruby retains, Drew wins, Randy, Becky retains, Ray retains, Brock Lesnar beats Braun Strowman, Rollins wins, and Sheamus retains the US title. Alright, now, the Raw after WrestleMania. Gulak versus Tozawa. Ricochet against Shane Thorne. Shayna and Nia versus Dana and Mandy. Jackson Riker against Carrillo. Charlotte versus Lana. Sheamus versus Keith. Eric and Nikki against Kofi and Alexa. Becky Lynch is calling somebody out. And Brock Lesnar against Drew Gulak. Alright. Let's see who all the winners are. Tozawa wins. Ricochet wins. Jackson Baszler. Jackson Riker. Charlotte Flair. Sheamus. Kofi and Bliss. Becky Lynch takes the win. And she called out Ronda Rousey. And Brock Lesnar wins. Braun Strowman. Alright, last chance. Alright, Viking Raiders against New Day. Dana versus Shayna. Jackson Riker's calling somebody out. Riddle against Ricochet. There's Cedric and Charlotte versus me and Lindsay. Huh. Becky versus Ronda. Tozawa versus Drew. Sheamus is calling somebody out. Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. Alright, who's taking the W's? New Day, Shayna, Jackson, Ricochet. Hey! I take another W. Ronda Rousey, Drew McIntyre, Miz, and Brock Lesnar. Okay, I did not get booked very much, so no, I might go to no, now I'm curious to see like who wins next year's Royal Rumble. This may take a while. Looks like my friend Isaac wants to meet a WWE superstar. How's it going? And I'm planning on doing a couple more videos like this, or streams like this. Like putting certain people in universe mode and see what happens. I don't know, maybe one day I might do this again, like maybe like putting myself in today's WWE, but in a year. Voice is cracking. Well, I don't remember when I'm planning on doing this, but I did plan, or one of my future streams will be putting Andre the Giant in today's WWE and see what happens. Like, that would be really interesting for some reason. But I don't know when that's going to be honest. Alright, next year's Royal Rumble. Oh, Sheamus is still a United States champ. These four are still going at it. Oh, Shinsuke is the new champ. He's Rollins champion. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the Raw so I can check out the news to see who wins. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot where the news was. Right there. Definitely not there. Oh, here we go. Jimmy Uso won the men's, and Charlotte Flair won the women's. Alright, now let's go to the following year, WrestleMania. I have a lot of things planned. Like from today all the way to August 13th. And I'm definitely looking forward to the stream I'm planning on August 13th. And it's going to be another 2K universe, or WWE 2K20 universe thing. And Jimmy Uso against Baron Corbin. Natalya is the SmackDown Women's Champ. These four are still going at it. Aleister Black is either Aleister or Shinsuke. That's the IC Champ. Sheamus versus AJ. Drew against Brock. Oh, Drew McIntyre is the WWE champ. Okay, I couldn't get booked that much. Charlotte's new Raw Women's Champion. Baron Corbin retains. Tamina wins. Wait, hold up. Oh, Tamina is the new SmackDown Women's Champ. And Shinsuke is the IC Champion. Sheamus retains. Drew retains the WWE Champion. Alright, that is all for the stream. Maybe next time I put myself in today's WWE, hopefully I'll be able to get booked more often. But anyway, that's all for this stream, so smash that like button. And if you want to see more WWE content, then, or any more streams, then hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single stream. And follow me on all my socials to keep up to date with me. What else? So subscribe to the channel if you want to become a member of the 4 Reels fam. And that's all for today's stream. Sorry for so many interruptions. Anyways, I'm out, so stay awesome.